That's it. You just heard My Time. That's by Luck. He's from Hard Records, Greenville, South Carolina native. Luck, you out there?
I'm good. What's up, man?
Man, what's going on, man? I'm so appreciate you coming here on the show to do this interview with me. You're from Greenville, South Carolina. Were you born and raised there?
Yeah, born and raised in Greenville, South Carolina, man, all my life.
Okay, then tell me. I've read a little bit about how that name came about. Just I'd love for you to tell it for the listeners, how you got the name Luck. And I believe you started off as Lucky, and then it sort of you transformed it. So you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, pretty much. It was just a nickname coming up. When I started to rap, I just shortened it to Luck. You know, it just transitioned from my nickname to my stage name.
I hear you define luck as the residue of design in which any success has involved the factor of good luck along with strategic planning. Is that still sort of the way you see it?
Yeah, that's definitely what I see it, because if you ask anybody that's, you know, has any levels of success, you know, you have your opportunities and you take them, but also it takes a certain element of chance, a certain element that you sometimes can't control, that you're just in the right place at the right time, and it's just that involvement of luck.
Do you feel like you were lucky as a kid, like that you had situations where you were like, man, this definitely has to be something lucky that happened to me?
Yeah, I think that in everyday life, you know, most people go through, you know, circumstances like that. But yeah, I did feel lucky. Sometimes you feel like it's bad luck sometimes too. Like, oh, how did that happen? But it's always some kind of element there. So I did feel lucky.
Definitely understand that, and I can gravitate to that. As far as label-wise, Hard Records, how did you go about picking Hard Records?
It started out as, you know, one of my close friends, you know, Nard, he started the label.
Okay.
When we started hearing my music, he went crazy.
Yeah.
He's a fan first of my music, you know, went insane about it, and, you know, helped me along to get me to this where I'm at now. So that's how it started.
Okay, then, and being that he was a fan first, you think that makes sort of the relationship a little bit easier, in the fact that as some sort of mainstream labels, I would say, sometimes have to go with business first and become fans of the music second. Do you think it's easier that he was a fan first?
Oh, yeah, most definitely, because it gives me, as an artist, I feel like he really believes in me. And when somebody is really believing in you, when they're behind you, they're going to push you even more, because they feel like you really have the talent to do something. It's just not, you know, a cut and dry, it's just business.
Yes, sir.
It really does feel, you know, what I'm doing, I feel like I'm the best. So, yeah, I respect that to the utmost, and it makes me feel more comfortable to, you know, be with him and actually take advice from him and you know, trust him with my music, because that's my baby.
Does Nard do anything with rapping?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't do any music.
Okay.
You know, he's just a fanatic for music.
Okay. I've read a little bit about you, and I hear that you're inspired by artists like Jay-Z and Nas, Outkast, Lil Wayne, others. We sort of look at sort of the mainstream versus the underground approach. And being that all those guys that I mentioned before are all mainstream type artists, what do you think separates mainstream from underground?
It's hard to say what really separates them, but for the most part, I think that the mainstream artists, they're under more pressure of, I guess, a wider range of people that listen to their music. They have more people to please, probably. And sometimes I think they get caught up in that web where they feel like they have to please everybody. Yeah. And that's when you kind of start to see the music getting watered down, maybe. That's how you may perceive it. With the underground, it's true and it's raw. You know, you really get these artists that are really hungry. It's just a different feel with the underground artists, because they have less to lose, and they're more true, they're more intimate with their art on the music that they're putting out. And you can sometimes feel it a little bit more when you hear that music. I would definitely agree with that, and it's sort of the play on things that we do here with the mainstream and the underground, and that's one of the things that we state. You can afford to be a little more real in the underground than you sort of can with mainstream, because you're forced to sometimes do radio songs and that kind of thing. Tell me a little bit about Man on a Mission. It's sort of the new project for you, and how you came up with the title and how it sort of developed as a CD. It started out, you know, the actual title of the CD, it came from that vibe that I was in at the time while creating. Okay. And you know, I'm all about family. You know, I'm trying to give my family opportunities. You know, I'm trying to, you know, get out of the struggle like, you know, most people. And it gives me such a drive and a focus. It's kind of me picturing myself on a great path. Just, you always see somebody that's determined. You see the focus in the eye. You kind of tell, man, that man's serious. And that's kind of how I feel right now. I'm a man on a mission. Yes. And when you listen to the tracks on the CD, you feel that hunger, you can feel that passion and pain, and, you know, and all that combined together, and you can really hear it and really tell that, you know, I'm really focused right now. That's how the title of the album came. My personal favorite song on the CD, I'm between two. I really, really, really like My Time, but I love Black Rose as well. What's your favorite song on the CD? Black Rose is my favorite, because Black Rose, for me, you know, like I said, all my music, I feel like it's my baby. Black Rose is even more special to me because, you know, it's intimate. You know, you really get a chance to, you know, peek inside of my soul. You get a chance to, you know, really feel me. But that track was real special to me. When I wrote it, I didn't actually plan on it being a track that would be heard, you know, worldwide or anything like that. I just wrote it one night, and people started hearing it, and they just started gravitating towards it, because it's real honest, you know, it's real heartfelt, and it's real deep. So I love that song.
Yeah, I love that song too, and you don't normally get that from artists. Sometimes it's really hard to pull the really intimate stuff that's going on in life. I know you sort of you talk about God somewhat in your songs, and you're, I guess, sort of gaining to popularity in music and just fans and that kind of thing. Tell me, what's the overall inspiration for you when you rap?
Man, for the most part, it's hard to explain.
Okay.
Because I have different topics I talk about. I have different wide range of types of songs that I make. But all in all, I just love art. So therefore, I just love to create from the inside out. Whatever I'm feeling at the time, I love to be able to create on the track and actually, paint a picture for the people that's going to listen to it. So it's many different inspirations, but for the most part, it's just however I'm feeling at the time. I love to be able to critique it, on a piece of paper, because a lot of times I don't really talk much when it comes to actual conversation. So the way I speak is through the track. That's how it comes.
Yeah, and I hear you on that. You're described as having sort of a sound that is unique and familiar and transforming, but at the same time, in the same instance, it's new to the industry. That's the chief executive at Hard Records who said that. What do you think that you sound like?
And as people ask me that all the time, and I'll be very honest with you, I can't judge my music, and the way it's perceived is hard for me, because it's hard for me to be on the outside looking in. I don't really have a stamp that I put on it. I can't say it's in a certain category. All I can say for the most part, how I describe my music is passionate, introspective. A lot of times you're going to hear, like I said, coming from the inside out, instead of me trying to portray a character or trying to make up some kind of scene or persona. Honest, it's heartfelt. But that's how I describe it, but I can't really put it in any kind of category or anything like that.
I hear you. It's hard for you to put that in a box. We have big topics here on the show. Old school versus new school is our big topic today, and I wanted to get your take on it. Which do you lean towards? Sort of the old school rap? And I'll probably say old school for us, being a little bit younger, is probably like, it would be the Tupac, the Biggie, that kind of thing, versus sort of the new school, that being like Drake, J. Cole, that sort of the new artists that are coming up. What do you lean towards, and what do you listen to?
I lean more towards probably the old school.
Okay.
Because I feel like it was maybe a little bit more raw back then. It was, I don't know what word to use, but it was more artistic. It was, you had a lot of different personalities back then. So I gravitate more towards that. But I transition with the times too. I still enjoy music, because I am a fan first too. So I still enjoy music, but I listen to different types of music. I like the old school music from like Otis Redding and Marvin Gaye and stuff like that. So I just have that more of an old soul period. So I gravitate more towards the old school.
What would you say would be like on your iPod?
Right now you would hear, like I said, you would hear some Otis Redding, sitting at the Dr. Bay.
Okay.
Tupac Shed So Many Tears.
Okay.
But you would also hear some Wayne, something from the Carter 1, Carter 2. You can also hear some Drake.
Okay.
You can hear some Rick Ross. It's a whole lot of different music I listen.
Okay, then. And that flavor, all that mixed together, I'm sure that would make for an incredible iPod. Now, you're from South Carolina, so the very hard question I have to ask you here is, are you a Gamecock or are you a Clemson Tiger?
Actually, I'm neither one, man.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a Tar Heel?
I'm a Tar Heel. I like Tar Heels.
Okay.
But yeah, I pull for both of them though. They're both South Carolina teams, man. So I always hope both of them win.
Okay. All right, then. I'm a Tar Heel as well, basketball-wise.
Yeah, basketball, I'm a Tar Heel. Not football, but basketball, I'm a Tar Heel. Football-wise, Auburn, who's a big school down here in Alabama, is playing South Carolina this week. So what's your prediction? What are your thoughts? I think it's going to be a hard-fought game, man. It's going to be a grind. Lattimore, man, he's tough to stop, man.
Yeah.
If they can stop Lattimore, and the ball is in the hands of the quarterback. It's going to be close, but I really don't know, man.
You gonna go with your boys, South Carolina? Your boys from your own state, should I say?
I'll probably say South Carolina winning now.
Okay. Yeah. All right, I can hear that. I can respect that. Going back into the music, who would you see yourself working with? Who do you want to work with?
Whew, that's a long list, man. But just to name a few, I definitely want to work with the legends, before they get out the game, like Jay-Z,
okay,
Andre 3000, but also different artists like Big Crit, artists coming up now. I want to work with him, man. I love the music. I work with somebody like Drake. I work with him, like I said, Rick Ross, and so many people, man. Pretty much, I'm open, man, because like I said, I love the music, man. if we can get together and mesh our styles and make some good music, I'm down for it, man.
Yeah, and I can completely hear you. Now, we talked a little bit about Black Rose. I'm going to go back to that for a second. They threw on the Rihanna track Behind You. Now, did you know that was going to happen? I like the way that turned out. I think that turned out amazing. Did you know that was going to happen when you were rapping it?
No, I didn't know it, man.
Okay.
That situation with Black Rose, and another reason why it's so special to me, because it all came together naturally. It wasn't anything that I thought deep about how I wanted it to be, and I thought about the outcome of it, anything like that. It just happened, man. It came out powerful.
Okay, then. And that being leading into my next question, I've heard the alphabetic swag, should I say? I don't want to get it wrong. Heard that on YouTube. Loved it. I absolutely love it. I love a friend of mine told me a little bit about it, but didn't tell me everything that was going on, just how you use the alphabet. By the way, if you want to go check that out, that's on YouTube. You can plug it on as well. How did you come up with that concept? How did you pick that beat? It seems as if like it's literally just, you sitting there, on the bench rapping it, like as if someone just threw you the beat and you just rapped that.
Basically, that's how it happened. A friend of mine told me, he said, he heard, back at that time when that song was out, Swagger Like Us, told me, he think I should, get on that and do something to it. And, it started out I just started in my head, I just, I was just playing around with it first and then came together and I kept on going at first it started out with the first three letters, and it just kept on flowing.
Wow.
Kept on flowing. I couldn't stop. It just kept going. It came together like that, man.
Yep. I'll tell the listeners right now, from G to H, I thought was your hardest one. I was like, I'm not sure how he's going to pull this off. And then you pulled out. It's so poetic. It so flows really, really nicely. You got to M and O and P, and I knew that you'd be, kind of okay there. But G to H and really I think it was V to W is where I was like, oh, let's see what he does with this too, because this is going to be interesting. So yeah, check that out. It's alphabetic swag. You can see that on YouTube. Tell me what you got coming up on the future. Tell us what we should go check you out for.
I do a regional tour, man.
Okay.
So, hopefully people that around my region, like the Alabama and Mississippi and all that, South Carolina, Florida, everybody in this region. Hopefully I can get a tour together, or get some shows, so people can come out to see me. Other than that, man, I'm doing shows locally, always.
Yeah.
Still making music continuously, man. Trying to keep working on the craft, trying to get better, trying to do as much as I can, man. Just grinding right now.
I hear you. And with that, it's this music thing for you. Is this to get bigger, or I don't want to say settled? Are you sort of content where you are right now, or is this all to grow into something like some of your artists that you have a passion for?
I don't. It's really no kind of final destination or anything like that. So,
okay.
Yeah, definitely it's to grow, to create more opportunities, to experience life, man. Just trying to take it for what it's worth and trying to live it up to the best of my ability, man. So it's always growth. Okay,
I hear you. And give me any shout outs that you have, or where we should look for you in the near future.
Oh yeah, man. Definitely big shout out to my whole Hard Records family, man. Nard, BC, Clark, Cozy Boy, Red, everybody in South Carolina, everybody across the globe that had a chance to hear my music and show me love. I love you all back. Definitely shout out to you for giving me a chance and opportunity to get my voice heard. A lot of artists trying to come up. We got some talented guys out here that just never been heard. So I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, man, for real.
Definitely. And that's luck that you're hearing right here on WLJS. This is live from the underground. This is D-Block. One sort of final question. There's been really no big name rapper that's come out of South Carolina. Why do you think that is?
Yes. For me, that's so complex that
it's a two-part interview.
Yeah, it baffles me because it seems like if you take a look at the map, like South Carolina is getting skipped over.
Yeah, exactly.
When you look at the region, I don't know, man, but it is what it is. All I know is I'm trying to do my part, man. I'm trying to be a leader. Trying to have hopefully I can get out there and show that South Carolina has a lot of talent, because there is a lot of talent.
Yes.
In South Carolina, man. So hopefully, that'll change in the near future, man.
I hear you completely on that. And I think the same thing, that South Carolina is due to have one, and maybe that one will be Luck. This is Luck you're here, and it's live from the underground. It's D-Block. I appreciate you so much for coming on the show, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, man. I had a good time, man, for real.
Definitely. Check out the music, Man on the Missions, the new CD, and we'd love for you all to hear it. I'll shout out the favorite songs that I have. Black Rose, definitely, and My Time is probably my new jam that, I listen to now in my car and everything else like that. So that's Luck. I appreciate you being here. Check them out. Do you have Twitter? Do you have Facebook?
I'm on Twitter heavy, man.
Okay.
At twitter.com/thisisluck. That's my Twitter, man.
All right, then. So at This Is Luck?
At This Is Luck, yeah.
Okay. All right, then. Yeah, we'll check you out on Twitter. Again, I appreciate it. It's live from the underground. We'll be back after this commercial.